Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Leadership and Team Building, your role as coach and leader at the barn. Our speaker tonight is Tanya Johnston, and Tanya is the author of a fantastic book called Inside Your Ride, Mental Skills for Being Happy and Successful with Your Horse. And in fact, we are going to be doing a giveaway tonight to our members of two books from Tanya, signed by Tanya. So if you're a member and you type your name into the chat box, you will be automatically entered to be in our drawing for Tanya's book. One of the things, well, a little bit about Tanya first, and then I'm going to talk to you a little bit about why we like to have her speak on some of these topics. Tanya is a mental skills coach with a master's degree in sports psychology. She specializes in working with equestrian athletes as well as being a horse show competitor herself. She has spoken at both the United States Eventing Association, the United States Dressage Federation national conventions, and she also conducts United States Hunter Jumper Association affiliated mental skills for riders clinics throughout the country. She also works in person and does phone consults with individual clients and also for barns. And while most of what she works on with the barns has to do with the mental preparation routines and sports performance improvement, what we have found in working together is that so much of that really gets tied together through things like leadership and team building, goal setting, good communication skills. And so what we have found is that Tanya really brings a lot of benefit to our members and to horse professionals in helping them to put those pieces together that really make their barn hum. And so we're really pleased to have you with us tonight, Tanya, and we look forward to what you have to share with us. So tonight's topic is going to be, as I said, it's on leadership and team building, and I'm just going to go ahead and pass it over to Tanya, and we'll get started.
Great. Thanks, Lizzie. I'm happy to be with all of you again. I really enjoy these webinars. It was something I had to get used to at first because I'm so used to being in a room full of people when I speak. So I'm just going to imagine people sort of nodding their heads, and I hope that everyone participates. And please send in questions as you think of them, and we'll try to get to as many of the questions as we can. So tonight's topic having to do with leadership and team building, and really thinking about, as you go into fall and winter, oftentimes this is a good opportunity to take stock and sort of set the course for the new year and be thinking about that ahead of time. And often also you have clients and people at your barn maybe making changes, you may be getting new clients. So it can be a very effective time to set some new policies in place, sort of freshen your ideas about how your barn operates and the things that you're setting out to do with the people you have. So with that said, you know, a lot of times when I work with professionals, we will talk about communication. That was a topic that we really talked extensively about in my last webinar, and how you communicate and how much opportunity there is to build relationship, build trust, build rapport with clients, in how you talk to them about goals, about how you teach, about how you do your horse management practices, and all of those things. And that sort of, we're going to leapfrog off of those good communication practices to talk about, you know, even taking it a step further as far as the leadership side of things and looking at, okay, what do I want this business to be? What am I hoping for? What's my vision of what's the best this barn can be, and what do I want to reach for? What are my long-term goals? So the leadership piece is what we're going to start with, and then we're going to talk about some team building ideas and ways that you can really encourage people to get on the same page with you and each other and really create a culture of success. And that means success as you define it. It's not necessarily success in the show ring by any means. So as we start off here, you know, a lot of times the professionals, you know, as horse professionals, you didn't necessarily strike off in your career to be a leader of a group of people, sometimes a large number of people with employees and clients and parents, and you get thinking about it, and sometimes you're really leading anywhere from 20 to 40 to 80 people at any one time, depending on the size of your business. And this can be a very big and somewhat overwhelming task if it's not something you've really paid attention to or really set out to do on purpose. It can feel a little bit overwhelming at times when really you got into this to work with horses and teach people how to ride and that kind of thing. And here you find yourself steering a rather large ship. So the leadership fundamentals I want to touch on, I think, are key for you managing a really successful business and looking at how can I lead everyone and share with them what we're all here to do and what my business is striving for. So as far as the first piece, your vision, what do you want to accomplish? What should your barn be? Should it be a place for mostly recreational riders who take occasional lessons and really want to enhance the relationship with their horse? Should it be a modest show barn that goes to schooling shows and maybe some B shows? Do you want it to be a more top-level A and AA barn where you're going to some of the biggest competitions and having aspirations of national success or something in between? But it's very difficult to lead anyone anywhere if you don't know where you're going, right? It's sort of like being in the dark in a forest and you're sort of walking along and just taking opportunity as you see it. So instead of that, I suggest that you really sit down, and maybe you've already made a business plan. And I think a business plan is fantastic, and I know Lizzie, an equestrian professional, have many ways of helping you with that. But even more than a business plan is really sort of looking at your personal motivation and what you really want to accomplish and what you hope to do. And to that end, writing a motivation statement can really be something that is helpful. And I believe that there is a template for that on the Equestrian Professional site that I created just as a way of brainstorming what are all the things that I really enjoy. What are the things that burn brightest for me when I get up in the morning and go out to the barn? Why am I going? What am I there to do? What really gets me up at that 5 o'clock in the morning, rainy day when it's going to be a long, hard day, and I'm still motivated and I'm excited to go out and give that day my best. Looking at that and then being able to share that vision is really, really vital as a leader, so that you're able to communicate. When you have someone new come in and they say, okay, what is your program like? You're able to share with passion and with conviction, we're here to do X, Y, Z, so that it's very clear to people. And that vision is explained in your literature, it's on your website, it's the way you communicate with people and encourage people to come join you. That vision really sort of sets the tone for all of your communication with clients and potential clients. So first, understanding what it is, then you can share it. And communication, as I said, we touched on that a lot in the last webinar that I did. Just what are the skills you have that help you communicate well? Being able to be an empathetic listener, being able to be clear and succinct when you're explaining things, both when you're teaching, but then also as far as, this idea that you want to inspire people to communicate with you, you often have to model, using I statements, being very open-minded when you communicate, asking questions, making sure that people feel you're available to them. So the way you communicate really sets this tone of how people feel they can interact with you. And if you want to be a really quality leader, that doesn't just mean telling people or, saying this is what we're doing. It's really about listening and making sure that you fold in the people you have around you, you fold in their passion, you fold in their ideas, and then you go forward together. So a good leader is really inclusive in that process, and that is going to be something you do with quality communication.